Hey, my culinary students, I miss you all. We're going to make some Capunti pasta. So that's some semolina flour right there, some durum flour, and I'm making a well in it to pour in. I have 180 grams of water there. You could use any flour. Just try and make this. So I get a fork and I'm just slowly stirring in the durum flour, trying to get it hydrated with the water that I have in there. I haven't poured all the water in because I'm afraid it's going to spill out. So just slowly kind of pulling it in there and getting it incorporated till it makes a little bit of a paste. Now I've got room to pour more of the water in. And then I think I get real brave here and I think, well, okay, I'm just going to pour it all in because you guys know how patient I am. Oh, I guess I didn't do it right then, but I do here pour it all in. I say, yeah, let's move on with this. Sure, we can do it all. And you'll like what happens here. I'm stirring. You can see what's going to happen, can't you? And then the flood dam breaks. And fortunately, I've got a bench scraper there. As Chef Claymore used to say, it's not broken till it can't be fixed. And so I'm just going to pull in the rest of that flour and just get it all incorporated, just waiting for it to get hydrated. So if you were using a different kind of flour than I am here, just to practice with this, I mean, it's 2 ingredients. I hope people have flour. If not, I understand. Anyway, so I'm just going to work it in. It looks like it's not going to work, doesn't it? It looks like that's too dry. It's never going to work. And I think that maybe your tendency at this point would be to want to add more water to it. And you don't want to do that until you've really, really worked with it. And I'm going to let you watch me here, even though it's not exciting to watch the process. You can see that it's very, very dry, but it doesn't need any more water. And this dough ends up working just fine. Just keep working with it. Keep believing. And so I'm going to actually keep folding it around and using the wet part to pick up the crumbs that are around there. And it still doesn't look like it's going to work, but it works. It just takes a minute. So you can make several different shapes with this. I was actually planning on making this little kind of it's a rope braided pasta, and I tried several times and I just couldn't do it. So I decided to do the Capunti, and normally it's done with, and I'll be showing you that in this video, it's done with your fingers in a rustic way, and it kind of looks like an open pea pod. But I saw a video where they rolled it on a decorative board, and so I decided to try a gnocchi board with it. Look at the dough. See, it's pulling together, and it's not going to get real smooth. It's kind of a stiff dough, but it does pick up all of the flour, and it kind of, once you get done kneading it, it should look a little bit like the surface of the moon, kind of dimply and but you could do a lot of things with this. This isn't one, I don't know that I would roll it out and make sheet pasta out of it, but you could make different shapes. And if you remember that video that we watched, and you could Google that about the many different shapes, and he uses a semolina dough, and that's a semolina and water dough, and you could use that video to decide different shapes that you'd like. But this is one that I'm going to show you, and I will show you how to do it with your hands, not any kind of needing any board or machine or anything. So I'm still working it. And you do want some gluten development, right? You want strengthen up those gluten strands. And so that's that folding it in half and pushing it over, that kneading, stretching, and rolling the dough. And I give it a quarter turn each time and roll it again. You can really see how the flour has been hydrated, and it's not a tough dough to work with. Okay. So you can kind of time that. I should come through here and speed this up. But I don't know how to speed it up and keep the sound going, so you get to watch. I'm going to need it for a few minutes. You know, we've talked about this before, whether it was pie dough or, pie dough, or we did biscuits, or it is really about the feel of the dough, getting that feel right. So there I am. I've shaped it. I'm going to leave it there. That's enough. It looks like the surface of the moon. I'm going to wrap it in plastic, let it rest for 15 minutes. And now I've cut it into pieces. It cuts into about 5 pieces or so, and I've rolled it out about a yard, about 36 inches or so. And I'm going to take the bench scraper and cut it. And these are the shapes that I'm making. I'm trying to show it to you there. I've rolled that on a gnocchi board, but I'm going to show you how to roll it by hand. So I come along, and there's the gnocchi board, and I'm going to put a little semolina on that so that it doesn't stick when I go to use that. But you don't have to have a gnocchi board. So 3 centimeters is what they said. Cut it about 3 centimeters into 3 centimeter pieces. I didn't measure. You can measure. And then I think that you could do it much faster than I do here. After you cut in the 3 centimeter pieces, then you're going to put it in the palm of your hand, and they say to roll it out to about 5 centimeters. Are you going to get a ruler out? So you can see, I originally have audio on, and so I was talking while I was making this. I'm going to change the way that I do that. I turned that audio off, and now I'm talking over it. So I won't talk with my hands anymore in the future. So it makes quite a bit of pasta. I actually froze some of this. Okay, there I roll it out to about what I'm estimating to be 5 centimeters. I should have measured. So each of those little nuggets you're going to roll out. I am not going to make you sit here and watch me do that all the way down. I just do a few. Okay, that's enough. Stop it now. All right. So that is my semolina, and I'm going to dust the gnocchi board for when I show you how to do it on the board. But the first time I'm going to do what they told you to do, and that is to push down and back and then pull forward. And it makes, as you can see, it's kind of open. It's supposed to look a little bit like a pea shell that's open. So on the board, I'm blade up there, and I push back and pull forward. It's very fun to do. Blade up, push back, pull forward, and it just rolls right over the blade. I do think these maybe are supposed to be a little bit longer, but really, it's pasta. You're going to eat it. You're going to love it. I just had a great time doing this on the board. I think it's a versatile pasta. I don't know that this dough would make orecchiette, the little ears, but pasta shapes I mean, yes, there are many and they are standard, but you might make up your own, right? So I'm going to go along and just show you a few of these, and then we're going to cut to a picture of the finished product right here. Look at those, aren't they adorable? And that's what I made with them.